Good morning, students. Now we'll be discussing with you the second topic, that is the next topic after the Boyle's law, that is the Charles law. So before starting with that, we need to understand that temperature and volume relationship if we are keeping the pressure constant. So if we are keeping the pressure constant, then we will be seeing that the temperature and volume, they both are directly proportional, right? So if we are keeping the pressure constant and increasing the temperature, the volume will be increased, and if we are decreasing the temperature, the volume will be decreasing. So that means they are directly proportional to each other. That is what we are finding out by this observation, that this is how they are related to each other. Now in 1787, Jacques Charles was one of the scientists, and he proposed this Charles law, and he proposed the law, and which states that pressure remaining constant. If we are keeping the pressure constant, the volume of a given mass of a dry gas, again we are observing that it is dry gas, right? So it decreases or increases by 1 by 273 of its volume at 0 degree Celsius. So how much increase or decrease is 1 by 273 of its volume, which we have started. If we have started from 0 degree, so for every 1 degree Celsius rise or decrease, the volume will also be increasing or decreasing as they are directly proportional. So if temperature is increasing by 1 degree Celsius, the volume will also increase by 1 by 273 degrees Celsius 1 by 273 of its original volume at 0 degree Celsius, and if it is decreasing 1 degree Celsius, again 1 by 273 of its volume at 0 degree Celsius. So how we can mathematical expression, or we can say the derivation of Charles law. Now let V0 be the volume of a fixed mass of a gas at 0 degrees Celsius, that we have taken as V0. Then V as the volume of temperature at T degrees Celsius. Remember, we have taken small t, not capital T, and these two are at the constant pressure. Pressure we have kept constant at every step. So we can say that V, that is the final volume at T temperature, it can be considered as V0, that is the initial volume at 0 degree Celsius, and as per the Charles law, we can say that 1 by 2, what it says, 1 by 273 of its volume at 0 degree. So 1 by 273 of volume at 0 degree, which was V0, and for every 1 degree rise. So how much degree rise is there, what temperatures from 0 to T, that is T. So this is how we are getting it. Now simple mathematical calculation is being done, that from these two the common V0 is taken out, and in the bracket what is left, 1 plus T by 273. Then by the LCM method we have calculated this, so it will be coming out to be 273 plus T, small t, upon 273. This we can write as capital T, that is the capital T as the temperature we can write. So we can write V0 upon 2, V is equal to V0 upon 273 into T, right? For a given mass of a gas, V0 upon 273, for any given mass of this, this will be a constant. This term will be constant always, right? For any particular gas. So we can write as V is equal to K into T, or V is directly proportional to temperature, and V upon T is a constant, that is equal to K. So now suppose a gas is, so we can also write or state Charles law, that volume of a given mass of a dry gas is directly proportional to its absolute Kelvin temperature if the pressure remains constant. Suppose a gas, now in the second case we will be observing that if a gas is at occupying a V1 centimeter cube at T1 temperature and V2 centimeter cube at T2 temperature, then by Charles law we can say that V1 is directly proportional to T1 or V1 is equal to KT1 or V1 upon T1 is equal to V1 upon T1 is K, right? Or and for second one we can write V2, again V2 is directly proportional to T2 or V2 upon T2 is equal to K, or V1 upon, or combining these two equations we can write V1 upon T1 is equal to V2 upon T2, which is a constant at constant pressure. That we this is what Charles law is, that if we are keeping the pressure constant, then what will happen, the pressure and the volume, they will be directly proportional to each other. Right, now how we can graphically represent it? We can graphically represent it by plotting them, the volume and the temperature. So we will be observing that at constant pressure, that means isobar, right? At isobar we will get the graph. It will show that at various temperatures the pressure we have kept constant, and as we are decreasing the temperature, it comes out to be that if we extend this line backwards, we will be observing that it will be going to minus 273 degrees Celsius. But theoretically we can see this, but practically if we see, then it means that if it is at minus 273 degrees Celsius, the volume is 0, that means it is occupying no space, that means it is not showing any movement, right? So that is not possible practically, but theoretically only we can see this concept. Now explanation of Charles law in the terms of molecular motion, as we have done for Boyle's law, same way we can do it for Charles law as well. So according to the kinetic theory, we have already studied that the kinetic energy is directly proportional to its temperature. Now when the temperature of a gas is increased, the particles will be moving faster. Now kinetic energy is due to the motion, virtue of its motion. So more the temperature, the more movement will be there, the more vigorously it will be doing, and if pressure is constant, then the volume will be increasing proportionately, right? So we have kept the pressure constant, so then what will happen, the volume will be increasing proportionately. So this says that at constant pressure, volume of a mass is directly proportional to the temperature. So it will be also increasing or decreasing with the temperature. Now significance is there. Significance, that is why what happens, the gas is, hot air is filled in the balloons for meteorological purposes, because as the volume is directly proportional to the temperature, so what happens, as we are increasing the temperature, that means heating, that is hot air, so volume is also increasing, so the density will be decreasing, so therefore it is easier for the hot air balloons to fly in the air. Now the next concept is absolute zero. So absolute zero is we have already studied in the first video. So absolute zero is from the first equation of the Charles law. We see that V is equal to V naught into 273 plus T upon 273. So at minus 273 degree Celsius, we will be seeing that V naught becomes 0. That means 0 is the volume, but that is not possible. So we have already studied that it is not possible practically, but only theoretical concept is there. So it is just absolute zero is just the temperature at which the volume becomes zero, and that is minus 273 degrees Celsius, and at Kelvin scale it is 0 Kelvin. That is what it is happening. Now absolute or Kelvin scale temperature, this conversion also we have studied. So what it is, that temperature scale with its 0 at minus 273 degrees Celsius, and each degree is equal to 1 degree on the Celsius scale. That is what it is. What we have to keep in mind about the Kelvin scale is that its zero is equal to minus 273 degree Celsius, and second thing is each degree on the Kelvin scale is equal to the degree on the Celsius scale. These two things are there, and the conversions we have already given you in the very first video. So it is just that degree Celsius to Kelvin we have to convert. So we just have to, whatever the temperature is there, we just have to add 273, and if it is Kelvin to degree Celsius, then we have to minus 273 degree Celsius. That is what we have to keep in mind. Now the first numerical says, example 5, if we will see that 120 centimeter cube of a gas is taken at 27.3 Kelvin. The temperature is then raised at 0 degree Celsius. What is the new volume of the gas? The pressure is kept constant. So V1 is 120 centimeter cube, T1 is 27.3 Kelvin, T2 is 273 Kelvin, V2 we have to find out. And remember that temperature is always taken in Kelvin in the numericals, be it Boyle's law, Charles' law, or the gas equation. Whatever is the numerical, you have to convert it into Kelvin first and then use it. And if in the question it is given degree Celsius, then after doing the calculation and you have to find out or calculate temperature, then you have to reconvert again or convert back the temperature from Kelvin to degree Celsius in the answer. Because in the numerical, if it is given in degree Celsius, you have to give the answer in degree Celsius. If it is Kelvin, then it is fine. As it is, you will be doing it. Right? So in this numerical, only just the substitution, simple substitution is there, nothing else. In the second numerical, if we will see at what temperature, so temperature we have to find out. Will 500 centimeter cube of a gas measured at 20 degrees Celsius occupy half of its volume? The pressure is kept constant. So let the required temperature be T degrees Celsius, that we have taken. V1 as 500 centimeter cube, T1 as 273 plus 20 Kelvin. That is, this is what I was saying, that conversion has to be taken place. V1 is already mentioned, temperature is 20 degree. V2, if we have to, V2 will be what it is saying, that half of its volume. That means half the volume. That means V2 becomes 250 and T2 is 273 plus T degrees Celsius. That is what the required temperature. And why we have taken 273 plus T and not just the T Kelvin? Because we want the answer. The answer we'll be getting is in Kelvin. So that is what, it's simple by Charles' law. We will be substituting the values, and what answer we have got, 146.5, that is in Kelvin. But in the numerical, temperature is given in degree Celsius, then we have to again convert it back into degree Celsius. Then the next numerical is example 7 is same, required temperature and all that is all same, no differences there. Then the example number 8, it says that at what centigrade temperature will the volume of a gas at 0 degrees Celsius triple itself if the pressure remains constant. Pressure remains constant, from this only we will get to know that it is Charles' law. Then what centigrade temperature, that means temperature we have to find out. Volume of the gas is at 0 degree, that means temperature for 0 degree, let the volume be V, and at the temperature that we have to find out, T2 we have to find out, so that we have, it is tripled. So we have taken that initial volume will be VML and final will be 3V, because that is what it is, and T2 we have to find out. So just by the substitution, that V1 we will be writing V, T1 273 Kelvin, V2 3V, and T2 as it is T2, and this is what we will be calculating after substituting the values. Then you have to do all the numericals based on Charles' law given on the page number 122, or whatever the page number according to your books. Now the next thing is the gas equation. Now gas equation is the combination of Charles' law and the Boyle's law. So what Charles' law is saying, it is saying that volume is inversely proportional to pressure, whereas Charles' law is saying that volume is directly proportional to temperature. So combining these two, we can say that volume is inversely proportional to pressure and directly proportional to temperature, or we can say V is equal to T upon T is equal to constant, or PV upon T is a constant. This thing is a constant, we can say. So if a volume of a mass is changing from V1 to V2, and pressure from P1 to P2, and temperature T1 to T2, then we can write as P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2, and that is what our gas equation is. Right? So the numericals, so STP, the next thing is the STP, that is the standard temperature and pressure. Sometimes in the question it will be given that find out the volume at STP. So what is STP? It is the standard temperature and pressure, as we have mentioned in the very first video also, that is temperature will be taking as 273 Kelvin, and pressure accordingly will be taking, if the other pressure is in mmHg, then we will be taking 760 mmHg. If the other pressure given in the question is given in centimeter Hg, then we will be taking STP as 76 centimeter Hg, and if it is the other pressure as mentioned in the numerical is in atmosphere, then we will be taking as standard pressure as 1 atmosphere. Now the example number 9 will be discussing. Now example number 9 is saying a given mass of a gas occupies 572 centimeter cube at 13 degrees Celsius and 725 mmHg pressure. What will be the volume? Its volume at 24 degrees Celsius and 792 mmHg pressure. So all the things are given to you: P1, V1, T1, P2, V2, and T2, and you have to find out. Sorry, V2 is not given, so V2 you have to find out by substituting the values in the gas equation, that is P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. The next numerical says that 1 liter of a gas at 10 degrees Celsius is heated till both its volume and pressure is R triple. So P1 will be P, P2 will be 3P, V1 will be 1 liter, whereas V2 will be 3 liters. Right, then we just have to substitute the values. Then example number 11, it says that gas is enclosed in a cylinder under STP. So again we have to take temperature and pressure as STP. At what temperature does the volume of the enclosed gas become 1/6 of its initial volume? So for initial volume be V1, so final will be V1 by 6 or 1/6 into V1. and other things as it is, and it is saying that pressure remaining constant. So here it is Charles law we have to apply. Then example 12 is simple STP things we have to note it down and just substituting the value in the given formula, that is P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to upon G2. Now the effect of moisture on pressure, it is that sometimes what happens that some gases are insoluble or very slightly soluble in water, so they are collected over the water, but they become little moist due to this collection. So what happens there, the pressure of that moist gas will be the combination of gas plus the pressure of the water vapor, and this pressure of water vapor is called the aqueous tension. So that has to be, whenever we are calculating for this gas the pressure, then if it is mentioned the moist gas, then make sure that pressure of the water vapor or aqueous tension will be given, so that you have to subtract it, and that will be the pressure of the dry gas, and that we will be using it in the numerical. So example 13 and 14 both are given on that same criteria. So example 13 is as it is, just the substitution of all the pressure, volume and temperature by simply deducting. So we'll look into example 14. So now example 14 says that 16 gram of oxygen it is saying. So if oxygen oxygen gas is a diatomic gas, so its molecular mass will be 2 into 16, that is 32 grams, and so it will be occupying 22.4 by 32 into 16 decimeter cube, that will be the volume which will be occupied by 16 gram of oxygen at for a container of 22.4 liters. If the volume is 22.4 liters at STP, how much oxygen gas will be occupied, how much volume it will be occupying, that will be 11.2 decimeter cube. And for 11 and for the other they have already given that 16 that 1 decimeter cube, and T2 is so P1 is 1 atmosphere, then V1 is 11.2 decimeter cube, T1 is 273 Kelvin, P2 we have to find out, V2 1 decimeter cube, T2 is 273 plus 25. That is what we have to do, and then we will be substituting the values. I hope you all have understood the chapters as well as the numericals, and kindly solve the numericals as you will be getting the homework. So kindly complete all the assignments and the homework as well.